Welcome to another tech vid. Today, I'll show you how to configure the update management policy in Sophos Central endpoints. By default, computers with Central Endpoint installed receive automatic product updates from Sophos. This is critical for staying up to date with the latest threat protection software. However, there are situations where you may need to control when computers update for compatibility or change control reasons in your environment. For example, you may need to suspend updates on computers during a busy period when you need as much available network bandwidth as possible, or to test updates on selected computers to ensure stability with critical applications. In this tech vid, I'll cover key caveats regarding update management, quickly walk you through the update management policy in Sophos Central, and lastly, show you how to manage and deploy software packages, including an example deployment scenario. Before you start, there are a few key points to note. The update management policy can only be configured as a device-based policy. You cannot set it for users. Update management only applies to the version of the Sophos endpoint software on your devices. Configuring this policy doesn't stop protection updates. Computers continue receiving threat identity files to keep them protected. Server and endpoint software updates are controlled independently, so you need to change settings for endpoints and servers respectively if you wish to control both. Now, let's get started. In Sophos Central, go to My Products, Endpoint, Policies. Scroll down to Base Policy, Update Management. Open the base policy to look at the default settings. By default, all devices are configured to update automatically. An initial update check is performed when a device is powered on, and a subsequent check is performed every hour from there on. If you have bandwidth concerns, selecting Schedule Updates for the time you prefer can be helpful. This allows you to specify a day and time during the week to trigger updates. The time each device will update is based on the local time on the computer. This means that devices in different time zones will not update simultaneously. If you manage devices across multiple time zones, keep this in mind as you may need to create a new policy for each region depending on your requirements. If a device is powered off or otherwise unavailable at the time an update is scheduled, the device will update when it's next powered on. Note, it may not be necessary to configure scheduled updates if you wish to control software versions using the software package options, though both will work in conjunction. Using software packages allows you to define a specific version you wish your devices to remain on. Open the drop-down menu to see the different software packages currently available. The final setting on this page tells devices in this policy to update directly from Sophos Central and to ignore any update caches. If enabled, this setting will also prevent devices from using message relay servers. To manage and add software packages, go to General Settings. Under Administration, click Software Packages. Here, there are tabs for Windows Computer, Windows Server, Linux, and Mac. By default, all devices are configured to use the recommended Sophos software package. This updates your devices to the latest software release published. FTS, or fixed-term support packages, expire 120 days after they're released. When a new package comes out, you have a minimum of 60 days for testing before the previous package expires. LTS, or long-term support packages, expire 18 months after release. We only suggest using LTS packages on devices you can't update regularly, such as back-end infrastructure or critical systems on which uptime is essential. Special packages are also available to fix specific issues or bugs. These are typically denoted with special in the package name. These packages are available only by contacting Sophos support. Another form of special package is MR, short for Maintenance Release, an example of which will be covered later in this tech vid. Early access programs, or EAPs, such as the new endpoint features are shown, but enrolling a device into an EAP is done entirely through the EAP navigation. If you use a policy to apply a different package, for example, recommended, FTS, or LTS, this will be ignored until the EAP ends. Expand the drop-down next to each package to see details on the software component versions that will be deployed. For instance, if you encounter an issue or bug that was resolved in a later version, this will help you identify if updating to a later package is needed. Now, let's go through an example deployment. In this scenario, the InterceptX component on your device begins detecting a known good piece of software as malicious due to behavioral scanning changes in the recommended release channel. Sophos support then advises you to try the InterceptX maintenance release package. Go to the KB8 and find the platform software token, which is in the software package information section. Other details about the software release can also be found in this article if you'd like to know more. Copy the software token. Back in Sophos Central, go to Add Software and enter the token. Select Save. Next, apply the package to the device. Go back to Policies. Create a new Update Management policy and give it a name. Now, assign the problematic device to the policy. Go to the Settings tab and assign the software package that was just added. Click Save. Lastly, switch over to the Windows device to confirm the update was successful. Open the Sophos Endpoint UI. Then, go to About and verify the version matches what you selected in Sophos Central. And that covers our overview of the Update Management policy. I hope you found this useful. Check out the documentation for this TechVid in the description. For further assistance, view and post questions in the Sophos community. And visit TechVids for more great videos like this one. See you in the next video.